Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Magic video. In this week's Magic video, we are talking about what's the next return set we're getting. Now, obviously that's probably, most Magic players probably know what that means, but what's the next set what's the next set where this plane we're going to be on is a plane where we've already been on, basically. I did a video a little while ago wondering if Kamigawa would be the next return block, and I still think it's possible given how we've set up Tamio as kind of the in-between for the Gatewatch to the middleman, if you will, or woman, if you were for the Gatewatch to interact with planeswalkers who actually need help. But from what what I understand of the R&D, well, yeah, kind of R&D, basically the higher ups at Magic, the creative team, all that. Kamigawa is not high on their likelihood of coming back anytime soon. Not impossible, but not high. Also, New Phyrexia is one that will probably be returned to, but is not, again, one of the high likelihoods to be the next, in the next year or so. So we gotta look at what we have left for remainings. Now, we also gotta keep in mind too the pattern that goes on. Normally they do about 2-2, 1-1, 1-1. So it's like either 2 returns, 2 news, 2 returns, 2 news, 1 new, 1 old, 1 new, 1 old. You know, basically that format. And what we got to basically go into the cycle we had right now, starting with, oh god, sorry, give me a minute, I'm trying to remember. It was, I want to say it was Return to, no, yeah, it was Return to Ravnica, which was a return set. Then was Theros, which is the new plane. Then we had Tarkir, another new plane. Then we went Battle for Zendikar, old plane. Shalzar Innistrad, old plane. Now we're on Kaladesh, which is a new plane, not including Origins. And Amonkhet is another new plane. So what I can guarantee you at least one thing is that the plane after that, the next set after that, will be a return set, more than likely. Even though we love seeing new worlds, I love seeing new worlds at a time. There's a funness in the familiarity and seeing what else has changed. Now, will it be another return block or return new block? That's up for debate. I think they might actually go back with the 1-in-1 style, the return and the new and return the new for a little bit after that. But point being, what plays do we have left? So if New Phyrexia and Kamigawa are probably off the table right now, what planes do we have left to go to? Well, we have Dominaria, which is the original one for the longest time. I doubt we're going to see Dominaria, honestly, anytime soon. I don't think it's impossible, but because of the whole time spiral thing and stuff like that, it's what's the best way to put it? It's a very loosely defined plane. That's the thing. It's a very loosely defined plane. I mean, we had lots of stories like the Urza saga, the Urza block on there. The Phyrexians were on Dominaria for the longest time. So we had a lot of stories that were happening on there. But in terms of the overall style, tone, and flavor, D&D... I mean, but really, if you can tell me, please, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Give me something actually unique about the world of Dominaria, the culture of Dominaria. And I'm not talking about stories or anything like that, because you can tell stories and stuff to make it interesting. I'm talking about the world itself right now, because with Ravnica, it's an entire plane that's a city. With Innistrad, it's gothic horror. With Battle for Zendikar, it's an adventure-style world, or it was until, Eldrazi, and it was war, alien versus human world. Tarkir was was an Asian-inspired world based off the Huns and India and culture and stuff like that. Kaladesh is a steampunk world. So every world, even the top-up design or bottom-up designs, which are the mechanical designs, I believe that's it. Top-down is the thematic, whereas bottom-up is the mechanics. So bottom-up is basically the mechanics and then design the world around it. Hence, Ravnica, believe it or not, is a bottom-up. Even with those, they still create worlds that have flavor and rich culture to them. Alara, Loro, and all those guys. Mirrodin. So, yeah, someone please tell me what Dominaria has for that. Is it first off? Is it the mechanic? I'm not certain they were actually. I'm not certain they were doing top and bottom at that point because they weren't doing actual planes that much. I know we had Mirage. And Arabian Nights and stuff like that. So there was planes that did exist outside that. They even talked about that. Ooh, excuse me. But, again, what is the flavor of Dominaria other than, hey, it's kind of like D&D? Can you tell me, please? I'd love to hear it. So bottom line, don't think Dominaria is a likelihood. So moving down the list. Now again, New Phyrexia, we already covered. Kamigawa, we already covered. Ravnica. Now, normally I might have said it'd be a little too soon for a second return set. So because we already had Ravnica, Return to Ravnica. If we had Ravnica again, it'd be Return to Ravnica or whatever it's called. Then again, it would have a 2-block structure, so you would probably have just 5 guilds in one set, 5 guilds in the other set, even it out. But I would harken back to one of the rumored leaks a while back, and this was a while back. I don't know if any of you remember this. That there was a leak that came out, or some sort of rumor, that the set after Kaladesh would be an Egyptian-themed set. Now, they didn't get the hours right. They didn't get the names right. But they did get it was an Egyptian-themed set, which you could definitely make the argument they could have just predicted because it's one of the most highly requested planes to go to. But it's still, they got it right. And then they predicted that the next set after that would be a return set to Ravnica again. So, given the amount of time that's passed here, we had Theros, Tarkir, Battle for Zendikar, Innistrad, and now we got Kaladesh, then we'll have Amonkhet. That's 6 sets. If we look at the distance between Return to Ravnica and original Ravnica, it went, and again, Theros, Tarkir, Battle for Zendikar, Innistrad, yeah, that's 6. Yeah, sorry, I'm just, yeah. So we gotta talk about the in-between here. So I just had to remember not to count Ravnica on that. So I believe it was Mirrodin and so it was Lorwyn and Eventide Shadowmoor. So those are technically those are like one big block, but they're two real blocks all together. It's like because it's Shadowmoor, Eventide, and Lorwyn and Morningtide. So those are 2 sets right there. Olara, Zendikar, Mirrodin, Innistrad. That's 6 right there. The time frame would actually mesh up really well. It'd be 6-6. There you go. Same with Mirrodin, honestly. If we were to just go off Mirrodin real quick, it went. Oh god, I think Mirrodin was actually like the first real plane they actually really ever did. Oh crap. You know what? Hold on one sec. I want to check the order when these sets came out because I believe actually like the Future Sight and stuff actually came out between Mirrodin and Kamigawa. I think. So give me 1 second here, and forgive me if the camera starts to lag a little bit. MTVG Salvation, where I go to, kind of does. Okay, products. Not that. I want sets. Okay, sets. Okay. All right. So yeah, it went. Oh yeah, Time Spiral actually. I have to take that back. It went Time Spiral, Lorwyn, Shadowmoor block, but those are technically 2 sets. Alara, Zendikar, Scars, Innistrad. So it was technically 7, though they apparently count Lorwyn and Shadowmoor into one giant block, so technically it goes 6. Still, time frame would work. In terms of Mirrodin, it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's still another 6. Which with Innistrad, it went Ravnica. Wow, Ravnica or Innistrad actually had the quickest return set. It was only 4 blocks in between the 2 returns for Innistrad. So really, a third return to Ravnica, which is again one of the most popular planes. I think Innistrad holds the actual statistical record for the most popular plane given the votes. But Ravnica has always come in a close second, if not tied, or sometimes coming out above. Yeah, Ravnica has always been a fan favorite. We love Ravnica. I love Ravnica because I love a lot of the guild color. I love Simic's my favorite color. Green Blue's always been my favorite color combination. But Izzet's great. Big fan of Gruul. Selesnya is not bad. I'm a big fan of green, honestly, but I like blue a lot too. Azorius is cool. Just never been a Golgari fan though. Rakdos, don't care about it. Boros is eh. I have a deck of Boros, but it's not designed like a Boros. It's not designed fast decks. It's designed as a control deck. It's a red-white control deck, which is fun to use. It really is. I'm trying to think. Am I missing it? Oh, Azorius. Azorius is interesting. I'm actually not against Azorius, even though black and white are actually my 3 least favorite colors. And white, I don't hate any of the colors, really. I just don't like black, really at all that much. I use it. I have one monocolor black deck, and it's for teaching purposes for people who want to learn. And I have one color of all the decks, but I use it in conjunction with a bunch of other colors. So. Yeah, but point being, I'm digressing. So, again, Ravnica, I think, is actually a very likely candidate right now. Lauren Shadowmoor is another one that's people want to go back to. I see a lot of people asking to go back to that anytime I look at, like, the forums. What is the likelihood? Well, if you go back to that plane, it's... First off, you go back to either of these planes. So this plane, Ravnica, and Alara are all going to be multicolored planes. That's just going to be a given. So when was the last actual multicolor set we had? It was Tarkir. And they said they don't like doing multicolor sets back to back in a row, even though all sets are going to have a level of multicolor cards, like what we got here, which it's cool, it's fine. I actually like multicolor cards a lot. But the thing about Lorwyn block would be that, or Lorwyn's Shadowmoor Return, Lorwyn doesn't have hybrid mana. Lorwyn and Morningtide they had a couple multicolored creatures, and they had introduced Planeswalkers, but they weren't multicolored heavy. Whereas Shadowmoor and Eventide were hybrid mana heavy. They were heavy multicolored, and I love them for that. They're really cool. Honestly, multicolor and hybrid multicolor, I love hybrid multicolor. That is a really unique take on, like, the multicolor system about when it came out. And it's cool. I love it. I hope we see more of that in the future. And then we saw more of it in Alara block. But that one I just don't know how you do a continuation story off of it. That's why I don't think it's very likely we see that one next. Alara, a lot of people want to go back to Alara, and I'm one of those people who would love to go back to Alara. How do you handle Alara now, though? That's the thing. And this all comes from a story, because they're focusing so much on story now, not just the cards themselves in the sets, but the story and the Gatewatch and all that stuff. And I love a continuous story. How do you focus in on Alara after that? Because if you're merged together, would you see, like, new shard combinations? How is that possible? Because what would they be? Wedges? We've already had wedges. That was Tarkir. Tarkir was cool. Tarkir was awesome. Tarkir is actually one of the few sets, probably one of the only few 3-block sets that most people didn't have that many complaints about. Most of them had actually enjoyed the general 3-block structure, or the 3 sets as a whole, I should say. The 3-block structure, different story entirely. So again, I don't know. I don't understand the likeliness of Alara. How you make that story work. We've already been to Zendikar. We're not going to see a Zendikar for a while. Mirrodin, again, New Phyrexia now. It's very possible we'll see that again. I have a feeling we will go back to New Phyrexia because people want the Mirrodins to, win and stuff like that. But I don't think we're going to see it right now because I think they said they're not focusing on either Phyrexia. I think Mark Rosar is going to say Phyrexia and Kamigawa are not in the immediate future plans. So which leaves basically Khans and Theros. Khans block, we're done. We're not going to Tarkir for a while. That block's like a open and closed case at the moment. Theros, however, is a weird one. Theros, there's a lot more story to tell on Theros because of Ajani, his relationship to Elspeth, and what happened with Elspeth. The fact we will see Elspeth again, that's a given because of how death works on Theros. She's in the underworld. She'll more than likely come back as a black-white planeswalker, being basically like more or less being a zombie with a death mask. And we've never seen a planeswalker go to the underworld pretty much, apart from because we don't know if Xenagos is actually dead, like get dead and killed with a god spear, and like he can't come back because of exiling, or if he's still retaining a planeswalker spark from being a god. Not certain. But what we do know is there's a lot more story to tell with that because of Elspeth, because of Ajani, because of how the gods have kind of been looked upon now. So if the faith in the gods slowly diminishes, then it's possible. However, I'm going to say Theros is not going to be the next turn. We'll see Theros again. I think that's a given because people really like the overall world of Theros. Just the last 2 blocks were kind of in that. Actually, the second one was really The third one most people actually liked. But I say no because Theros, it's dealing with gods. It's dealing with, heroes and stuff like that. And Amonkhet is dealing with Egyptian gods and the hero's journey in many ways, and the trials and tribulations and tribunals. Tribunals. So because of that, I don't think they're going to, if we get whatever return set we get, and I do believe we're getting a return set after Amonkhet, it's not going to be Theros. We might get it like another set or two down the road. But it's not going to be Theros simply because it would hold too many similarities, I think, to the very previous set before it. So if I were to be a gambling man, and I've been using that term a lot lately, but yeah, it's kind of fitting. If I were a gambling man, and that's all I'm going to be right now, is that I'm going to roll the dice on this, I'd say the likeliest set of planes that we're going to return to in this, would be either... and by the way, we wouldn't get New Phyrexia, because it would be too close to Kaladesh for another artifact block. And despite it being Phyrexia, it would still be on technically Mirrodin, so it would still be an artifact block. So we're not going to get that either. If I were to be a betting man on what's the most likely one we're going to get, I'd say it's probably going to be a Return to Ravnica Part 2 with the returning. So yeah, I wouldn't put money on it yet, but if I were to guess, and that's again all I'm doing, I'm going to say the next return one is probably going to be Return to Ravnica Part 2. So that would be the likelihood, because they're more or less stationed out of Ravnica. That's the thing. The Gatewatch is currently stationed out of Ravnica in Jace's apartment. So it would make sense in many regards, like maybe some of them are off the plane, like maybe some of them are on Amonkhet in the story and off, and the Return to Ravnica is taking place coinciding with the story of that. So I don't know. Vraska returns. I could see her being a problem. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Tonight will be the Arrival review. So Arrival will arrive at some point. Yeah, I've had to work out a new uploading system with the videos because of this stupid shenanigans with my phone. But no, I'm still able to upload the videos I do on the phone. I upload them from the phone now. So yeah, which honestly takes about as much time, but now they immediately go up. So I'm like, okay, and I can now just do it from the car. Be like, yeah, don't have to wait now. I can just do it from the car. Don't have to wait till I get home. So that's at least a benefit. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Apart from this, unless any real movie news comes out, I was watching Movie Talk. The Valerian trailer came out. I already watched it, so I'm not going to do a reaction. I'm not even going to do a review because I'm just like, it's not that big a deal. It looks cool, but whatever. Hopefully it'll be good. And, Spider-Man's the Vulture. Mike Keaton's been revealed as the Vulture. God, one of the worst kept secrets in Hollywood kind of scenario. So, yeah, not a lot of amazing stuff came out today, at least in my opinion, to talk about. But if something does, then I'll talk about it. Otherwise, box office will be on Sunday. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you folks next time.